So if you snore and you're concerned about it, I would like to know a few things that could help reduce or stop snoring. I want you to keep listening because I have a few tips that I would like to share with you today. Before I go into all of that, I'd like to give a brief background of myself. My name is Dr. Anwakuti. I'm based in the United States. I'm board certified in internal medicine and obesity medicine, and I'm also a sleep expert. So let's talk about snoring. Let's give a brief background on snoring, and then we'll move on from there. So what is snoring? Snoring is a respiratory sound that is generated by the upper airway during inspiration, basically when we inhale, but can also occur during exhalation. How prevalent is it, or what's the incidence? It's fairly common. So amongst children, it's about 10 to 12% of children that snore. About 24% of women snore, and about 40% of men snore. So typically men snore more than women. In general, snoring increases with age. Now, what causes snoring? Why are we concerned about it? So there are a couple things that could cause snoring. The first thing you want to know that it could be habitual, but it could also be chronic and might be a sign or a symptom of a serious medical problem called obstructive sleep apnea. And apart from this, there are other things that could make one snore. One could be if you're sick or you're having some kind of nasal congestion, then you're likely to snore. And typically that goes away when you feel better. But other things that could cause snoring would be weight gain. Pregnancy can also cause snoring. So now let's talk about what you should do if you're snoring, or the tips that I mentioned earlier that I would like to share. The first thing you want to do is to talk to your doctor. This may be your primary care doctor. This may be you self-referring yourself to a sleep medicine doctor. And you want to do this especially if snoring is linked with other things like excessive daytime sleepiness, problems with memory and concentration, early morning headaches, multiple nighttime awakenings to use the bathroom, or if you've been told by someone that you have pauses in your breathing or you stopped breathing, then this really means that you should be talking to your doctor about this. And why is that necessary? Because like I said earlier, when snoring is associated with all of these other things, it could be a pointer that you have obstructive sleep apnea. And so when you talk to your doctor about it, what do you expect to happen next? Most likely, you would have to get a sleep study done, or your primary care doctor could just refer you to talk to a sleep medicine doctor. But ultimately, that should be the end point, to have a sleep test or a sleep study that would tell if you have sleep apnea or not. Now, typically it takes a long time to get on the schedule of a sleep physician. For me, it takes about 4 to 6 months to get on my schedule. Now, what are other things that you can do while waiting to get on that schedule to see a sleep doctor or to even get the sleep test done? And that brings me to the other things that you can do. The second thing in that list would be the position of sleep. The position of your sleep is very crucial and can help reduce snoring. It can even help reduce obstructive sleep apnea if you have the mild version of it. Not the most optimal thing to do, but it does help. And what is that position? Sleeping on your side. Whether it's the left side or the right side, it doesn't really matter. So the goal is to stay off your back. And why is that? Typically when we lay on the back, gravity forces the tongue to fall over the airway and causes obstruction while sleeping. So typically we recommend to sleep on one side, not on the back. Number 3 thing to do is to eliminate alcohol close to bedtime. A lot of my patients like to drink wine with dinner. It's a very common practice here in the United States. May not be wine, may be other forms of alcohol, but regardless of what type of alcohol it is, taking alcohol close to bedtime could worsen snoring as well as obstructive sleep apnea. So you really want to make sure you're not taking any alcohol close to dinner. Number 4, this would be the fourth one, would be to eliminate smoking. Tobacco, I would say. And this is in any form, vaping, chewing, any form of nicotine is not recommended and can worsen snoring. And how does it happen? Typically what happens is that nicotine causes edema and swelling around the upper airway, and this can cause obstructions that lead to that snoring sound. Children are also at risk of snoring when they're exposed to smoking, and you would ask how, right? Children should not be smoking, but I'm talking about secondhand smoking, and it's very common. If you are an adult and you're smoking around your children, they are likely to start snoring, and so you want to make sure that that's not happening around your children. And the next item on my list is weight loss, which is a long-term thing. So why is weight loss a problem? So as we gain weight, as we increase in weight, the muscles or the soft tissue, I would say, around the neck also increase and closing on our airway, and that can lead to snoring. And the last thing is elevation of the bed, somewhat close to sleeping on your side. People feel much better when they prop up with a couple pillows or when they elevate the head of the bed. And so all of these tips are things that can help you reduce snoring while you wait to talk to a physician, a sleep expert, or your primary care about snoring. And that should be the ultimate thing you want to do, because you want to make sure that obstructive sleep apnea has been ruled out. I hope this has helped you. If you know someone that snores and would like some help about this, I would like you to share this video with him or her to help them. Thank you for watching.